Okay, we are spectating and doing commentary over today's round 1 feature between Juan and Fa. This is a Mega Charizard team against a Tyranitar Sand team. Okay, Milotic and Incin comes out. This is Incin-Titar. Now, Juan's playing a Mega Tyranitar and Fa is playing Mega Charizard. Okay, switch out from the Titar into Rotom. Okay, Rotom Wash is such a great Pokemon's format, and Fake Out comes out. Chip damage done to both Pokemon as well. Okay, fairly passive turn for both players here. I think this is a really interesting matchup. Usually would say Sand does favour in this matchup. However, the Milotic proving that it's quite a tricky Pokemon to deal with because it can threaten quite a few Mons on Juan's side. So switch into Venu and a Protect by the Milotic. Hydro Pump does come out and it does connect into the Venusaur, which takes that pretty respectively. Let's see what the Incin does. Parting Shot calling the switch, which is quite nice, and they get quite a nice pivot here. What are they going to go into? If you guys want to see more commentary by my rounds, by the way, make sure you subscribe. We are doing a round by round commentary for this week's first ever Pokemon Champions tournament on the channel, which we are hosting. If you guys want to get involved, make sure you check out the description below. Stay up to date with the Discord. Thank you again for both players for letting me spectate and do some commentary over this amazing matchup. Okay, the Venu does come out, replaced by Charizard here. T-Bot goes into the Milotic, they double up into the Milotic, and it does take it out, which is quite a big turn here for Juan. Also, Fa is blinged out his team with all the shinies. Instinct does come out, gets a good valuable Intimidate down onto Excadrill. But Juan can threaten with a Hydro Pump onto either of these Pokemon. And T-Bolt does do respectable damage. We do expect a Mega here from the Charizard, but it's tricky because, yeah, it is a bit of a weather war happening here. And it's really important that Sun to stay up for the Charizard. Okay, let's see what comes out. Tech comes out here. Now, is there a solar beam? There is a solar beam. And a Protect. It goes into the Rotom. Is this going to be enough to kill? Yeah, it does, and that's a huge knockout. Also, I am loving this spectator mode. This is something that I've been asking for such a long time. It's great that we're able to do some great commentary over these games, which would not usually be commentated over. Okay, so the weather war is in favour of the Sand player here. And Titar is threatening both Pokemon here offensively. So Venu comes back out. My horsepower into Incin. Oh, it does crazy damage. It's going to be a Rock Slide from the Titar. Triggers Citrus Berry, which is always, I think Citrus Berry is such a great item for Incineroar at the moment. It is a Rock Slide, connects on both, enough to pick up the Insane. And I think Juan's done a great job here of his positioning, as he has not Mega Evolved. So he can Mega Evolve on this turn, winning the Weather War. And he still has an Insane in the back as well. Now, does the Excadrill have Rock Slide? It does. This is huge. Just proves how volatile the Sand matchup can be if you're a Sun player. You really have to get your positioning right. But Far's not out of this yet. He's definitely not out of this. Both players playing really well at the moment. Okay, the Mega comes out as expected. Winning the Weather War here. High horsepower into the Venu, which does take it out. That, of course, is a neutral hit because Poison is weak to ground. Heat Wave does come out. Is there going to be a burn? Oh, big damage into the Excadrill. No burns, it looks like. Does Rock Slide connect? It does, and that should be wraps for game number 1 in this best of 3 set. Now, this is open team sheet, of course, so both players do know the opponent's teams. So what adjustments are we going to make for both players? Okay, we are back here for game number 2 of this best of 3 set. We saw Juan take up game 1. Let's see if there's any adjustments. We saw the Milotic lead from Far, which went down like Juan did make a double up and a read into that Pokemon last turn, so let's see if it contributes here. Sneasler Rotom, so there is a switch up, there is a White Herb that gets triggered here. That is huge. Juan rocking the Citrus Berry Rotom, and the Milotic is Leftovers, I believe. Fake Out comes out into Instinct, I think is a really safe play. What is going to be the Rotom? Shall we say there is a Hydro Pump? Is this enough to take out? It is huge turn for Juan. What is the Milotic clicking? Skull. Is there going to be a burn? A burn here will be absolutely huge. Doesn't look like. Nope, no burn. Now this Sneeze is very, very impressive because it's just triggered its unburned ability. Zard does come out. Now Juan's position, he can just hit Die Claws into this Charizard. He can also just double the Milotic like he did last game. Let's see what both players decide to do here. Are we going to see a Mega? Can we see the Mega being held? Yep, we see the Mega. Now, if there's a Solar Beam into the Rotom, this could be huge. Claw. Is there going to be a proc? No proc. Solar Beam does come out, and this should KO the Rotom. Yeah. Oh! No way. 1 HP. The Invisible Focus Sash, triggering the Citrus Berry. Wow, it survives. And that is a huge chain of events because it gets the Thunderbolt off onto the Milotic, which takes a huge amount of damage from that. Icy Wind comes out, which is quite a cool play actually. This is a pretty neat play. Now, is it enough for the Charizard to outspeed? That is actually huge. Really heads up play there from Far to utilise the Icy Wind. I think Icy Wind is actually a great move on Milotic. Although it is a slow Pokemon, there's some turns where you can switch and pivot your second slot into something bulky, take a hit, get Ice Wind off, and you kind of set to force your opponent to switch out, which Milotic's got leftovers as well, which is quite huge. Chomp coming out here. This is a switch up. Dialclaw comes out. Is there going to be a proc? Oh! Huge. Very unfortunate there for Far. Very, very unfortunate. Now the sleep mechanic has been changed as a pickup onto the Milotic. Oh, some really unfortunate turns there for Far. Juan's playing really well here. Really just playing, like, taking advantage of the fact that Sneasler can just go for those Dialclaws quite freely into the team, and they are super fast Dialclaws. And if you click Dialclaw enough times, it's gonna go your way. Garchomp does have to take a mandatory turn of sleep here. However, it is threatening the Tyranitar in the back, so let's see what happens. So I think Protect's pretty safe, but there can be a Hydro Pump here potentially. But it is half damage because the Sun. Close combat makes sense. Does take some chip onto the Sneasler. Oh, and that is a huge KO. That is a huge KO. T-Tar comes out, winning the weather war. Now Zard should be faster. Oh no, that's not what you want to see. For combat potential, that is not what you want to see. You want to hit your Heat Wave there and potentially get burn. Some chip onto the Zard. Just shows how good Mega T-Tar is the Sun. So good, and it just threatens most of the team, you know. It's a really good anti-meta team. Really big fan of T-Tar. Just proves how good it is. And yeah, really cool to see it in action as well. Excadrill does come out here. It is in the Sandstream, so it is faster than the Charizard. Assuming it does have the Sandstream. Sandrush? I always forget the name of the ability, but it does double its speed in the Sand. Sandrush. We do see a Mega. Just to get that extra damage, just in case. Rock Slide connects, and that is game. Great set from both players. Congrats to Juan for a really well played set, and Farge got quite unlucky there, but again, it was a really rough matchup for Far. But yeah, great set. Thanks to both players for letting me record. And if you guys want to see more round by round feature matches and commentary, subscribe, like, all that good stuff, and we'll see you in the next round.